Hey folks, Sebastian here, showmeat.com. Just want to talk about what I saw at the NAMM show. A lot of keyboards, a number of companies, Roland, Nord, Korg. One thing I did notice, Yamaha, one thing I did notice this year, a lot of people are trying to do the whole combi thing, kind of the gigging board with all the different sounds and everything you would need on an average gig, which is very cool. I looked at the new Yamaha organ combo keyboard. We'll talk about that at another time. Of course, we all like the Nords. But my favorite board probably was this Korg keyboard, the SV-2. Number one, it pretty much gives you everything that a gigging musician needs. I mean, and when I say that, I say it in context, meaning in church. Because a lot of us, although we have these motifs and all these boards with thousands of sounds for the most part, we only play about 4 sounds. Pianos, be it electric, acoustic, strings, pads, and brass. You can layer up to 3 sounds on the keyboard. It's they stole a lot of the sounds, the good sounds, out of the Kronos, which one great thing about that is now it won't take a whole hour for the keyboard to turn on. You can get the one with the built-in speakers, so if you're at a smaller gig, they put K-array, line array speakers inside. I've been on gigs where sound engineers have used those speakers. Small speakers, incredible sounds. But we're going to dig some more into it at a later time. And I know it's a matter of opinion, and a lot of people are very opinionated, so I know you guys are going to kill me in the comments. But the biggest point for me is the price. This keyboard comes in around $2,000. One of the biggest problems I have with the keyboard companies of today is this thing with $4,000 keyboards. The average musician is not looking to spend that kind of money for a keyboard. It's just way too much. So I want you to check out this video and give me your comments, your feedbacks. Give us some thumbs up, thumbs down. You may not like it. And subscribe. All right? Check it out.
Hey everybody, Anthony Williams here with Korg USA, Korg artist, and yours truly with my boy, Big Brother from showmethat.com. Look, I'm about to show it to you right now. This is one of the latest and the greatest. You've seen the SV-1. I play SV-1 myself, but it's time for the SV-2. It's time for the new. And I just got 3 words for you. Well, it's the same word, but I'm going to say it 3 times. More, more, more. There is more of everything on this. For those that you have that have played before, the SV-1 prior, now the SV-2, the new SV-2 has 10 more times the PCM data, 10 more times the sample data that you found in the SV-1. So that means now, with going back to more sounds, more editability, more connectivity. So now you have more pianos, the Austrian, Italian, German. You have more class, more rows, more synths. And this is the biggest thing that I like about this. Now for us, now show me that. Now we know our community, the gospel community, worship community. You know me from Bobby Jones Gospel, so you know I know all about it. So one thing that's very important for us is the layering and the splitting. We didn't have that in the SV-1. Now it's been updated with the layers and the splits, so now you can do that right on board with the touch of a button. You have your layering and your splitting, and let me tell you this is actually pretty cool now. What's updated is there is actually an editor. So there is an editor function that you can do and then import those into the system. So one thing I do like about it as well, before the SV-1 has a little bit more of a clicky feel to the rotary encoders, but these have a lot more smoother feel, so it's not as mechanical. It has much more smoother feel. We have the new tube technology and the K-array speakers built in on the SV-2 that has, actually it's the SP, so this is a limited model that has speakers built in, and then you can also get the SV-2 and the standard black that does not have the speakers built in. Now don't be afraid of this. process. So even if it's a place in your church that you want to put this in like a choir room or like a chapel, something like that, the speakers are powerful enough to hold a practice or a rehearsal space for that. But yep, this is the SV-2. Still has the same RH3 key bed that you love, the Japanese award-winning RH3 key bed that's found in the Kronos. Everybody doesn't need a Kronos. Everybody might not want a grand stage, but SV1 stage, vintage one, upgraded to SV2. So basically, so the Kronos, going between the Kronos comparatively to the SV1. Now these are two different types of beasts, okay? Totally two different types of beasts. The Kronos is the epitome of workstations, okay? It's at the top notch. It is the flagship workstation. Now workstation meaning that it's a DAW. Just like when you turn on your Mac or whatever type of computer that you use, there's a boot up process. My techs, I'm telling you, traveling on the road and working in television production, you've seen how big my rig is. It's crazy big. But the Kronos is probably the last thing to boot up from everything else in my rig. But because it's an SSD hard drive, there's over 85 gig of internal memory. So with that unit, it's processing totally different. So as far as the SV-2, the boot up is not even 30 seconds. So you'll be up and running. You don't have to worry about that. Even though the PCM data is pretty big, it's a different type of monster. So Kronos is more of your workstation. That's your flagship. When you sit in that puppy, it's the spaceship coupe, you know. But this bad boy is basically taking the main features of the Kronos, those award-winning sounds that you're used to, and is extracting the DAW aspect of it and giving you the meat and potato sounds that you're used to. So there is a variation of that's one of my favorite. I use the Herb. It's Herb. Don't call me. You know, it's a Herb. We all know it's the Herbie Hancock. I always take and push the button now on the interface. When you press it, you can actually see a Rhodes interface. You can interchange any type of pedal that you want to. I believe there's like a chorus pedal that's already on the Herb Rhodes. So with this actually takes it to the next level, because when I sit and play this, it reminds me of sitting down and playing a whirly. It reminds me of sitting down playing a suitcase unit. And you actually take this to the next level from the physical modeling that you get inside of the Kronos, and you actually have that panel raised there, so you have access to everything that you would want to. So here are your all your modulation here that you have access to, and your reverbs and your choruses, your flangers, everything is right there. So you actually get that panning effect. And even if you wanted to add you can take a Rhodes and plug it to any Fender amp and get that tone, and you can actually get a tweed amp, an AC30, any type of amp sound that you want to add to that, to add the grit. Not only that, adding the tube technology by pressing the button and then kind of expanding what that is going to bring to you. So yeah, to answer your question, that variation of what that sound engine is of the Herb Rhodes that we're used to is going to be found in there, if not almost better. Anthony Williams with ShowMeThat.com. Peace.